Well, I'm on a empty lot right now. It's a piece of city-owned property, City Muskegon. I grew up here in the 60s, and I'm just looking for some coins. My house used to be right there. It's a parking lot now, but this is my old neighborhood where I grew up. And this is a lot across the street. There used to be a house here. It's torn down. It's city-owned property now, but I found about a half dozen pennies already, and I just pulled up a modern dime. I'm gonna see if I can find something a little older here. This is an old neighborhood in Muskegon. If you look, the streets are still brick. Now these streets are probably 100 years old or better, and they still hold up. Compare that to the streets we have today. That's at least 100-year-old street, and there's a number of them in this neighborhood that are still brick. And another modern dime, 1999. Let's move on. And there's my first nickel of the day. It's 1972. Move on. And another modern penny. Normally, I only dig 12 and 13s, mixed signals, usually 13, because they're nickels. But watching somebody else's YouTube video today, I realized I'm bypassing 14s. 14s are what war nickels ring up at it. And it makes sense because they have silver in them. So they're going to ring just a little higher than a regular nickel. Problem is, they ring up the same as a pull tab. So I'll be digging more pull tabs in the future, looking for those war nickels. Well, that hole was a twofer. We got a modern nickel, modern penny. Let's keep going. Well, just to show the potential of these old curb strips, a modern penny right next to a very old square nail. I mean, that nail's late 1800s, early 1900s, sitting right next to a modern penny. So you never know what you're going to find. You start digging in these old neighborhoods. And there it is, the dreaded 1965 dime. 1 year after silver. But I'm not giving up. I'll keep looking. Well, I've dug maybe 25, 30 modern pennies now. Here's the latest one. The reason I keep digging these is they add up. In a year's time, with all the modern change I find, I can buy a new coil. You know, I just roll it up, take it to the bank. I can buy some new metal detecting equipment when I'm done at the end of the year. All adds up. Well, there's first quarter for the day. 1988. It's a modern one. Eagleback. Let's move on. That's pretty solid 25, 26. My guess is a dime. We'll see what we get. Well, I was spot on. 2007 dime. Let's move on. Solid 25. I'm going to call this one again. I'm saying a dime. And I called that one. That's a dime. Modern. Well, I'm on a curb strip of my old house from back in about 1960 through 1968. I actually had a tree house in this tree. Digging at the base of it though, I just found a ring. Now it looks like it's maybe a kid's ring. Looks like it has some kind of plating on it. But it is a ring nevertheless. Used to have a stone in it. It's a little busted up, but that's kind of cool. A little bit of fancy on it. I'll take it. Add it to my collection. You can see some of the plating still on it. I'll have to look at it, see if there's any writing in it. This big pine tree used to be right in my front yard when I was a kid. Well, I've found quite a few more pennies. I'm not even recording the pennies anymore, but I just pulled another dime. Let's move on. Alright, I just dug up something interesting. I haven't quite cleaned it off yet. I'm gonna have to clean this up and get back to you. Some kind of a tag. Let's see what we got. Alright. If this is what I think it is, I'm blown away. It says 50/134 and then Continental on the bottom. It's smooth on the back. My dad, who's passed away now, worked at Continental Motors downtown Muskegon. He was a chemist and worked in the lab. If this is his badge from work, I'm blown away. That's the only thing I can think of. This is on the curb strip where our house was. I am definitely going to have to research this one. If that's what that is, I just found a piece of family history. That's just blows me away. I've got no words. I'm going to have to look this thing up.